You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Onyechi Evangeline Choma, and in today's tutorial, we'll be making a bustier tube with a deep neckline. So if this is what you're interested in making, then relax. If you have any question, don't hesitate to let me know in the comment section. Then give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. So as you can see, some of the measurements are already on my pattern paper. This is my shoulder line, and I've gone ahead to make my shoulder. I made my armhole. Then I have my bust point line. Okay, this is from my shoulder to my bust point. I have my shoulder to my under bust to my waistline and the full length of the dress I'm making. So what you need to do next is to divide your nipple to nipple measurements by 2. And when I do that, I have about 3.5. So I'm going to make 3.5 and square a line across. So from here you can come down by 0.75 inches. Then for the side, for the dart leg, I'm making use of 1.5 inches for the dart leg. So I'll be sharing it equally between the two sides, 0.75, 0.75 on each side. Then also on the full length, I'm going to mark the same thing, 0.75 and 0.75. So at the end of the day, I have that leg of 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to connect using a curve to this my bust point, this 3/4 of an inch I came down. Then I'm also going to make a curve here. So after making a curve, determine how you want your where you want your neckline to start, the tube to start from. So from this chest line, I'm going up by 2 inches. Then you can extend the line. Then from the center front, I'm coming in here by 1/2 inch. Then the center side, I'm coming in by 1 inch, making a total of 1.5 inch for the darts. So I'm going to make a curve there connecting to my bust point. So once you're done with that, from this my shoulder line, from this my bust point line, I'm coming down by 1 inch for my side dart. Okay. Okay, so I'm making sure that what I have here is 9 inches. That's my bust circumference divided by 4. Then from this side, I'm coming in here by 0.75 inches. This is to make the bust side relaxed, not to be too pointy. So this is for my side dart. Next thing I'm going to do now is to determine how curvy or how deep I want the neckline to. If you want the neckline to be very deep, like to be under your bust, you can go ahead and measure to under your bust. But I just want mine like 1 inch below my bust line, and that is, very okay for me. So this is 1 inch below my bust line. So I'm going to make a very nice curve over there. For this line, I'm going to connect it to my armhole line. That's my chest line. You can decide to come down here by 1/2 inch. Just come down here by 1/2 inch. Though it's optional, but it gives you room to be more free. So now once we are done with that, next thing we're going to do is to insert our measurement. Okay, so for my burst, I'm using burst of 36 inches. When divided by 4, I have 9 inches. Then we are going to insert back this 1.5 inches we took out. So but I'm not going to be inserting 1.5. I'm just going to insert 1 inch over there, just 1 inch. Then on my waistline, I'm going to divide the circumference of my waist by 4, and that is 8. Then I'm going to replace this 1.5 inches that I took for that over there. So I'm going to extend this line. Okay, so for my waistline, I'm using total of 9.5 inches. So I'm going to add half inch to whatsoever I have here, because the tummy area is kind of a little bit bigger than the waist. So I'm going to, you can add between 1.5 to half inches depending on how big your client is. Okay, so what I have here is 9.5. So on this, the full length, I'm making use of 10 inches. So this is my 10 inches. Okay, 10 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and extend the line. So after that, I'm going to connect the lines together. So on this part, just come out a bit, because once you fold it, your fabric is likely going to short. So in order to avoid shortage of fabric, just try and okay. So you can go ahead and add 1 inch allowance by the side, or 1.5, depending on what you want. Alright, so after cutting it, this is what I have. So because I don't want to stitch the darts by the side, I'm going to gum these two ends together. Okay, so I have to cut out the dart space here, then put it back together and have my tape and glue it together. Alright, so I went ahead to cut out the yoke, and this is what we have. So we are working on the back pattern now, and I've gone ahead to insert some of the measurements here. So what we have here is the shoulder line divided by 2. I have 7 inches, just like the front panel. Then I came down by my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. That's the formula for my armhole width and everything. So now this is from this line to this point is my bust circumference divided by 4. So I went ahead to make a curve here. Then the neck width I used is 3 inches, just like the first one. Then I came down here by half an inch. Then I also went ahead to insert my zipper allowance, which I'm going to be extending this. Okay, so from here I added half an inch from my waistline. This is my waistline, this is my chest line, and this is the full length. So from this place I came in by half an inch, and I measured all the way to my chest line, took it up to my chest line. Then from here I came down straight to my full length. Then after that I started inserting my measurement for the allowance I want at the zipper. It's 1 inch, so you can make yours 1 inch, 1.5, or you can come in here with more than half an inch. This is just to eliminate the bulge at the back of your zipper. So I hope that is clear. Okay, once I'm done with that, next thing I'm going to do now is to insert my measurements, my dart measurements. So I'm using 3.5, just like we did. Then I'm going to make a straight line that is 1 inch, 1 inch above this my chest line. So as soon as I'm done with that, I'm using total of half an inch, total of 1 inch. This is 1 inch, this is 1 inch. So I'm going to connect all the way to the top. So as soon as I'm done with that, next thing I'm going to do now is to insert my waist measurement. My waist measurement is 32 divided by 4. I have 8 inches. So, and I'm taking it from here. That is after my zipper allowance. So this is 8 inches. Then I'm going to take total of 1 inch for my dart and replace it back there. You can decide to add your allowance once and for all. So this is what 10 inches. Okay, so I'm going to add one half an inch to whatsoever we have here. 10.5. Then on this part we have our bust measurement, that is 9. Then you add 1.5 inches to it so that it can, align. So another important thing to note is that the back part is 1 inch lesser than the front part. Okay, so the total of what I'm using here is 19 inches. This is total of 19 inches, and the front we used 20 inches. But after I removed the side darts, it became 19 inches. Okay, so for the yoke, we came down here by half an inch, right? This is half an inch, and then the back, for the back yoke, we're using total of 9 inches for the back yoke. So I'm going to connect it. You know how you want your back? If you want it to be curvy, if you want it to be just straight, it all depends on what your client wants. The zipper, I'm going to be eliminating this half an inch because it's not needed in the fabric we are making, in the design we are making. Okay, so this is it. You can go ahead and glue these two ends together to give you just one piece. So this is what we have for the back part. In case you want to make use of the yoke, then this is it. Then if you don't want, you can just eliminate it. And this is the front part. So if you've watched this video to this extent, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel